person views this knowledge as a means of acquiring position, power, or possessions, and uses it to that end. The other person sees it as a gift from God and as a stewardship to be used to serve Him. Contrast two physicians, both with approximately the same training and skill. One fears God and earnestly seeks to use his expertise to serve Him by serving people. The other has no fear of God and uses his skill as an abortionist. Both doctors have the same information but not the same knowledge. Only the one who fears God has the right perspective, which leads him to use his information for the proper end. Solomon says that knowledge begins not in learning a body of information or in acquiring various skills, but in the fear of the Lord. He is saying that the fear of God must be the foundation upon which knowledge is built. It is the fear of the Lord that gives us the right perspective and prompts us to use it for the right end. It is the fear of the Lord that should determine our fundamental outlook on life. Our main goal in life should be to glorify God. That is the ultimate goal to which all knowledge should be directed. Regardless of how helpful an item or body of knowledge may be to society, if it does not have as its final purpose the glory of God, it remains defective. It is at best partial, and to a degree distorted. It is like a structure without a foundation, a plant without a root. Of course, since our fear of God is always imperfect, our knowledge will always be defective and incomplete, not only factually, but also in its use. But the person who does not fear God doesn't even have the right foundation on which to build. He may be a decent person and generally beneficial to society, but in the end he falls short because he neither knows nor fears God. Let me give you an example. Several years ago I read Evolution, A Theory in Crisis by Michael Denton, an Australian physician who does research in microbiology. In my opinion, his book is one of the most brilliant and devastating critiques of the theory of evolution available today. Dr. Denton did his homework well. From a number of perspectives, he makes a convincing case that animal life as we see it today, and particularly the human body and brain, must be the product of specific design by an infinitely intelligent designer, rather than the result of mere time and chance. As you read through the book, you keep waiting for Dr. Denton to make a seemingly obvious statement that this intelligent designer must be God. Instead, the book ends with this remarkable sentence: "The mystery of mysteries, the origin of new beings on earth, is still largely as enigmatic as when Darwin set sail on the Beagle." After thoroughly debunking the Darwinian theory of evolution, Dr. Denton throws up his hands. "We don't know," he essentially says. "We didn't know before Charles Darwin made his observations about plants and animals on the Galapagos Island, and we still don't know today." Why would a brilliant scientist come to such a conclusion? The reason is found in Solomon's words that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Dr. Denton has amassed a formidable amount of information and makes a strong case against evolution, but he is unable to bring his reasoning to a successful conclusion because his knowledge is incomplete. It does not take into account God. I found Dr. Denton's book highly fascinating. In pursuing his objective to show the fallacy of evolution, he unwittingly gave us a book through which to marvel at the unfathomable wisdom of God in creation. On numerous occasions I found myself pausing to worship as I read. What a pity, I thought, that this man who knows 1,000 times more than I about his subject could not use it to glorify God because he did not know or fear the one about whom he was writing. Now we come to wisdom. Proverbs 9:10 says, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and knowledge of the Holy One is understanding." Again, observe the close connection between wisdom and knowledge. Both Proverbs 1:7 and 9:10 use both words. Since wisdom is knowledge applied to the right end, knowledge realizes its purpose only in conjunction with wisdom. Wisdom is commonly defined as good judgment or the ability to develop the best course of action in response to a given situation.